Life in oil-rich countries before and after U.S. interventions. Democracy or dominance? Is this what happens if you say no to America? U.S. role in Iraq, Libya, and Venezuela. The United States has been involved in significant geopolitical maneuvers in Iraq, Libya, and Venezuela, all nations with vast oil reserves. These interventions, often justified under the banners of promoting democracy or ensuring global security, have had profound impacts on these countries. This article explores the stark contrast in the quality of life, stability, and sovereignty in Iraq, Libya, and Venezuela before and after U.S. involvement. Iraq. Under Saddam Hussein, Iraq maintained a strong centralized government. While Hussein's regime was known for its authoritarianism and human rights abuses, the country boasted economic stability. High oil revenues funded ambitious infrastructure projects and a robust welfare state, health and education. Iraq had one of the best healthcare and education systems in the Middle East, with high literacy rates and universal healthcare access. Social infrastructure. The government heavily subsidized housing, electricity, and food. However, the Iran-Iraq War, from 1980 to 1988, and the 1991 Gulf War began eroding this stability, exacerbated by UN sanctions. The 2003 US-led invasion toppled Saddam's regime, ushering in widespread instability, sectarian violence. The dismantling of state institutions created a power vacuum, fueling sectarian conflict, economic collapse. Essential infrastructure was destroyed and oil production was disrupted. Corruption further eroded economic recovery. Humanitarian crisis. Millions were displaced, and healthcare, education, and security systems crumbled. Dependency on US and foreign actors. The oil industry became a playground for multinational corporations, reducing Iraq's sovereignty. Libya. Under Muammar Gaddafi, Libya experienced relative prosperity. Libyans enjoyed free healthcare, free education, and generous state subsidies for housing, utilities, and fuel. Oil wealth was used to finance ambitious development projects and infrastructure. Libya was a key player in Africa, advocating for regional integration and development initiatives. Though Gaddafi's rule was autocratic, the country's stability and economic success were undeniable. The 2011 NATO-backed intervention led to the collapse of the Gaddafi regime and plunged Libya into chaos. Libya became fragmented, with multiple factions vying for control, leading to persistent violence. Oil production fluctuated due to militia control and infrastructure damage. The collapse of state control turned Libya into a hub for human trafficking and migration crises. Public services disintegrated and living standards plummeted. Venezuela. Under Hugo Chavez, Venezuela leveraged its vast oil reserves for social programs. Revenue from nationalized oil-funded initiatives like healthcare, education, and housing for the poor, leading to a reduction in poverty. Venezuela also played a prominent role in OPEC and sought to reduce reliance on the US dollar. Investments in social welfare programs significantly improved the quality of life for many citizens. US sanctions, coupled with internal mismanagement, led to a dramatic decline. Sanctions severely restricted oil exports, crippling Venezuela's primary revenue source, resulting in an economic freefall. Hyperinflation, food shortages, and a healthcare collapse caused mass suffering and migration, creating a humanitarian crisis. The U.S. supported opposition figures, intensifying political divisions and unrest. Venezuela's ability to benefit from its oil resources diminished as sanctions choked the economy. The U.S. involvement in Iraq, Libya, and Venezuela reveals common patterns. Control of oil resources often underpins U.S. actions. Military interventions or sanctions devastate local economies and institutions, leading to the destruction of infrastructure. Civilians bear the brunt of these policies, enduring displacement, poverty, and violence, highlighting the humanitarian impact. U.S. actions aim to maintain global dominance, often at the expense of national sovereignty, driven by geopolitical motivations. Life in Iraq, Libya, and Venezuela underscores the devastating aftermath of U.S. interventions disguised as democracy promotion. These nations, once thriving on their oil wealth, have faced prolonged crises as external interference dismantled their institutions and infrastructure. Moving forward, the global community must critically evaluate the long-term consequences of such actions on the sovereignty and well-being of nations. As declared by Hillary Clinton, former U.S. Secretary of State, America has no friends, it has interests. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, you may subscribe, share, like, or comment for more.